Let's create one more tutorial in Autodesk Fusion. In this video, you'll learn to make this hook, and to create this, you'll learn to use Revolve, chamfer, fillet, thread, create a new plane, plane at angle, loft. This drawing may look a little complicated at first, but don't worry, we are going to create this step by step. The first step, to create this part, we will select the front plane and make the section C. We have the dimensions here. And the first thing that we'll make here will be the midpoint. We will create a center line with 170 millimeters of length. Create this line here. This line has 40 millimeters, 45, because it is a half of the thread. And we will create this line here with 8 millimeters of length. So open the Fusion, go to create a sketch, select the front plane, select line, click here on the midpoint, make a line here with 175 millimeters, a line here with 45, and another line here with 8 millimeters. Let me move the dimensions here a little bit. And now we will create a vertical line here, horizontal line and a vertical line. This line here has 30 millimeters of length, and the distance between this line and the center line is 78/2. And now I will create the other line here. We have a line here, the angle 60 degrees, a line here, and this line here, and this one, and the angle here 45 degrees. We'll put the other dimensions later, no problem. Select a line, click here at this point, make a line here. Make sure that this line here is a horizontal line, and go to sketch dimension. The angle here 45 degrees. The angle between this line and this one 60 degrees, but in the other side here the angle is 30 degrees. And the distance between this line and the center line is 90 millimeters, because it is the radius, 90/2. And this line here has 106/2 millimeters, because it is the radius. We made this one. And now finish the sketch and go to Revolve. The axis, select the center line here, Operation New Body, and press OK. We made this one. And now we will create a chamfer here in this edge with 5 millimeters, equal distance. It is equal distance because the angle here is 45 degrees. So go to Modify, select the chamfer, select this edge, 5 millimeters, and press OK. And now we will create the fillets. We have a fillet here with 6 millimeters, a fillet here with 25 millimeters, and a fillet here with 3 millimeters of radius. So go to Fillet, and in this edge here, the fillet is 6 millimeters. Add selection set. The fillet here, 25 millimeters. Add selection set. And in this edge here, the fillet is 3 millimeters of radius. And press OK. We made this one. And now we'll make the thread here, M9x6. So go to Create and select the thread. select this face here, select modeled, and the size 90 millimeters, the designation M6, M90, X6, and press OK. We made this one. And now we will create the guide rails here. This sketch, it will be in the front plane. And the first thing that we'll make, we will take some reference. And the reference of this body here, we'll make a reference here, this line. And we need to make this point for reference, okay? And this point is in the center, so it will be horizontal vertical with the midpoint. And the distance between this point here and this point will be 809 minus, we will remove the distance between this point and this tangent point here, because we know that this tangent point is this arc, 232. So we will remove this distance here, and we will remove this distance. This distance is 175. So now we have the distance between this point and this point here. So it is 809 minus 232 minus 175. 402 millimeters. So let's create this in the front plane. So go to create a sketch and select the front plane, and go to create, select the project, include project, and here select this face and press OK. And here you can hide this body a little bit, and go to create, select a point, make a point here. And the distance between this point and this line is 402. And go to constraints, horizontal, vertical, select this point and the midpoint here. We have this dimension. And now, let me remove the red lines here a little bit. And now, the first thing that we make here, we will create a line here. And we will create this arc. We don't have the dimension of this line, but we have this arc here. This arc has 240 millimeters of radius. And the distance between the center of this arc and this point here is 290. So select a line, click here in this point, make a line here, and create an arc here. Click with the left button and hold this to create an arc. And here we have another line tangent with this arc. And go to sketch dimension. The distance here is 290 millimeters. And the radius here is 240 millimeters. We made this line, this arc, and this line here. And now we will create this arc. And this arc here, it has 8 millimeters of radius. And the center of this arc is coincident with this point. So go to create, select the arc, select the center point arc, click here in this point, make an arc here, and go to constraint, select the tangent, select this arc and this line, and go to sketch dimension. The radius here is 8 millimeters of radius. We made this one. And now we will create this line here. And this arc has 90 millimeters of radius, and the distance between the center of this arc and this point here is 325 millimeters, and we will create another line here. So select line, click here in this point, make a line here, make an arc, and make another line here. Make sure that this line is tangent with this arc, and this arc here must be tangent with the both lines, okay? And go to sketch dimension. The radius here, 90 millimeters of radius, and the distance between the center of this arc and this point here is 325 millimeters. And now we will create this arc. This arc has 232 millimeters of radius, and the center of this arc has 28 millimeters of distance between this point here, and it is vertical. So here go to create, and you can select the arc from center point, and we'll make an arc here. And go to constraint, select horizontal vertical, select the center of this arc and this point, and the distance between these 2 points here is 28 millimeters, and this arc here has 232 millimeters. And now select the constraint, select the coincident, make this 2 point here coincident, and make this tangent here. And you can move this point a little bit. Let me move this dimension here. And we will create the other arc here. This arc has 200 millimeters of radius, and the center of this arc is at this point here. And the distance between the center of this arc and this point here is 32 millimeters, and it is vertical with this point. So go to create, select the arc, center point arc again, and make an arc here. And go to constraint, select horizontal vertical, select this point and this point here, and go to sketch dimension. The distance between these 2 points is 32 millimeters, and the radius here is 200 millimeters of a radius. And now go to constraints, select the coincident, and it is tangent, because select this point and this point here, make this horizontal to make this tangent, okay? Let me move the dimensions here a little bit. And let me remove the red lines here. We will make 2 construction lines here. And the first construction line will be from this point here, and a construction line here. The angle between these 2 construction lines is 80 degrees. So let's create this. Select line, construction geometry. Make a construction line here. And make a construction line between this point here, the center of this arc, and here. And go to sketch dimension. The angle here is 8 degrees. And now we will move this arc and make this point coincident with this construction line. Okay? This point here must be coincident with this construction line. And now we'll make the same for the other arc, this arc here. And the line for reference will be from this point this construction line, the angle here 11 degrees, and this point here will be coincident with this line. So select line again, construction line, click here in this point, make a construction line here, and the angle here is 11 degrees. And go to constraint, select coincident, select this point here, and select this line. We made this one. Let me hide this a little bit. And now we will create this arc with 28 millimeters of diameter. And the distance between the center of this arc and this point here is 100 millimeters. So go to create, select arc, center point arc, remove the construction geometry. Make an arc here with 28 millimeters of radius. And go to sketch dimension. The distance between the center of this arc and this point here is 100 millimeters. Let me move this dimension here a little bit. And now we needed to create this arc. This arc is tangent in the both sides and coincident with this one. So go to create, select arc, 3-point arc, click here in this point, and in this point here, make an arc here to this side. You can move this a little bit. Sorry. And go to constraints, select the tangent, select this arc and this one, this arc and this one. Let me try to move this a little bit here. Okay. And we will create this arc here, tangent in the both sides. Go to 3-point arc again, select this point and this point here. Make an arc here, tangent in the both sides. And now we will create a construction line here. This construction line will be tangent with this arc and parallel with this line here. And the distance between this line and this one is 125. So select line, construction geometry, find this point here, make a line here, and make sure that this line is tangent with this arc here and coincident with this point. And now go to constraint, select the parallel, select this line and this line here. The distance here must be 125. Let me try to find the error here. Probably it is not tangent here. So let me move here, 125. Just remove the tangent relationship between this line and this arc here. It will be only coincident with this point, okay? So we made this profile. And here select line, construction geometry. We'll make a line here because we use this later. It will be just for reference. Select a line here at this point here. And this point here. Or no, sorry, select the center here. It will be better. Okay? And here, finish the sketch. And now we will make the reference for this lot. And the first thing that we'll make, we will create a plane here. This plane will be coincident with this point. And at this plane, we will create a circle with 106 millimeters of diameter. So go to construct and select offset plane. Show this body here. select this face, and the extend here, select it to object, the object, select this point here, and press OK. And go to create a sketch, select this new plane. I will hide this body a little bit and hide the sketch tool. And here in the center, click here, make a circle here with 106 millimeters and press OK. Finish the sketch. We made this one. And now we'll create one more plane. This plane will be here. To create the section A. And the distance between this face here and this point will be this plane. So let's create this plane and make this sketch here. So show the body one again, go to construct, select the offset plane, select this face, the extend, select it to object, and the object selected this point here. And press OK. And go to create a sketch, select this new plane. You can hide the body and the sketch tree. And now we'll take some reference from the sketch tool. Let me rotate this a little bit. And here go to create, select the project include and select intersect. And here we will select this arc here to create this point and this arc here to create this point and press OK. You can hide the sketch tool a little bit, show the top plane here. And the first thing that we'll make here, we will create a center line between the 2 points. And we will create an arc here and an arc here. This arc has 360 millimeters of radius, and this one has 108 millimeters of radius. And this arc here, the center of this arc, is coincident with this point. So go to line, construction geometry, make a construction line here, and go to arc, center point arc. Click at this point, make an arc here. This arc is coincident with this point. So the dimension here, the radius will be 108 millimeters. And go to constraint, select horizontal, vertical, select this point and this point here. And go to arc again, center point arc, make an arc here. Go to constraint, select coincident, select this arc and this point here, horizontal, vertical, select this 2 point, and the radius here is 360 millimeters. And now we will create 2 construction lines, one construction line here and another one here. This construction line 140 millimeters and this one 56 millimeters. So select line, construction geometry, make a line here with 140 millimeters. Make sure that it is a vertical line, and make a vertical line here with 56 millimeters. And go to constraint, select the midpoint, select this line and this point, this line here and this point. And now select the line, remove the construction geometry, select this point and this point here, this point and this one. And now we will make the fillet here. The fillet in all the corners is 18 millimeters of radius. I will correct this dimension later, okay? So go to fillet, make a fillet here, 18 millimeters. And now let me move this a little bit here. Let me see, the center of this arc must be horizontal with this one. And let me move this here. We will select a construction line, make a construction line between these 2 points here and between these 2 points, and go to constraint, select collinear, select this line and this one, this line and this one. We made this profile. So finish the sketch. Just make the dimension here, just for information. We made this one. And now we will create the section B. And to create this, we will select the right plane. The section B is here. So we will create this. Go to create a sketch, select the right plane, and rotate this a little bit because we need to take a reference here. So go to create, select the project include, select intersect, select this arc here, and select this arc here, and press OK. Hide the sketch 2, 3, and 4. And here, to create the section B, we will create an arc here with 180 millimeters, another arc here with 75 millimeters, and we will create these 2 lines here. Make sure that this line here, this arc and this one will be coincident with this point here and this point here. So go to create, select the arc, center point arc, make an arc here, and create another arc here. Go to constraint, select the coincident, select this arc and this point, this arc and this point, and go to horizontal vertical, select the center of this arc and this point here, the center of this arc and this point, and make this 2 point horizontal. Okay, and go to sketch dimension. The radius here 118 millimeters. The radius here is 150 millimeters. Sorry, let me check this radius here. The radius here is 150 in the both sides. Here will be the distance of the line, okay? And now select line, construction geometry, make a horizontal line here with 118. And make another line here in this side with 75 millimeters. And here, go to constraints, select the midpoint, select this line and this point, this line and this point here, and select the line again. Make a line between these 2 points, construction geometry. And now, remove the construction geometry, make a line between the arcs. And the fillet here is 28 millimeters of radius. So go to fillet, select this arc and this line, 28 millimeters. Make the same in the other edges. Press OK. And go to constraint, select collinear, select this line and this one, this line and this one. And finish the sketch. We made this one. And now I needed to correct a line here in the sketch tool. So active the sketch tool. And here we will delete this line and select a construction line again. Find this point here. And this point here, make a line here. This line is not coincident with this point. And finish the sketch. We made this one. And now we will go to construct and select plane at angle and select this construction line here. The angle here, 90 degrees, and press OK. And go to create a sketch and select this new plane here. You can hide the sketch 345, but the sketch 2, show the sketch 2 here. And go to project, select the project include, select this point and this point here, and press OK. And hide this point. And here, go to create, select circle, and select circle, 2-point circles. And select this point and this point here. And go to constraints, horizontal, vertical, select this point here and this point here. And finish the sketch. Show the other sketch here. We made this one, and show the body one. And now we needed to use the loft to create this body. So go to create, select loft, and the profile here. We will select this face, profile 1, the profile 2, select this circle, select the sketch 5 here, 4, and the sketch 5, and select this circle here. Look, we made this one. And now you will activate the rails here. And make sure that we won't select the chain selection here, because if you select this and select this line, we will get an error, okay? So remove this and uncheck the chain selection. And we will select this line here and this side. But we won't select this arc here, okay? And now select the arcs of the other side. Look that we won't select this arc, okay? We made this one. The operation here is join and press OK. We made this one. And now to finish this, we will go to create a sketch, select this face here, and go to create, project include project, and select this face here and press OK. And select line, make a line here. This line must be coincident with the midpoint and a horizontal line. And here, finish the sketch. Go to Revolve features. The profile, we will select only this side. The axis, select this line here. The operation here is join and press OK. And that's it. Here we finish our exercise. So thanks for watching. Subscribe my channel for more and see you in the next videos. Bye bye.